In the headlines, 9 bodies recovered as 7 others rescued in Adamawa boat mishap. Rivers State Governor Fubara suspends monarch, places 100 million naira bounty on suspected killers of Rivers Divisional Police Officer. Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau begins probe after aircraft skidded off runway at Lagos Airport. And away from Nigeria, Morocco declares 3 days mourning after over 2,000 deaths in quake. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. 9 dead bodies have been recovered and 7 others rescued out of the 30 persons drowned in 3 different canoes at Jua Lake in Rugange village of Yola South local government area of Adamawa State. The canoes reportedly capsized due to a heavy windstorm that stirred the waters. Silas Lowen reports that the incident happened when the victims were crossing to Yola town for their routine businesses. The report.
Although cases like these are not new to this community, as a result of the frequent overflow of water along the river Benue, the sad development, however, threw Rugange community into mourning. The community called on the government to provide the people with bigger engine boats in order to avoid the yearly loss of lives and properties. Marine police officers alongside local divers are helping in the rescue operation. Authorities say they are on top of the situation in terms of rescue and recovery.
As of yesterday, 9 people were rescued. 2 deaths was recorded, and today 7 dead bodies were recorded. 2 are still to be undiscovered. Number of dead, 2 are men, while 7 are women.
Adamawa State Deputy Governor Khalif Tafwa Farauta, while on a sympathy visit to the community, expressed sadness over the development and assured of government's immediate intervention.
This is not a mere loss, but a great one, not only to you, the state in general. Please, in order to avoid future recurrence, be careful whenever you are embarking on such journey. Government will provide an alternative to you. Indeed, this is a great loss to all of us.
Monica Rugange is one of the survivors. While narrating her ordeal, she described the incident as the will of God.
Among 20 of us, the passengers, glory be to God. I was the only survivor. It was a sad incident. We lost our brothers and sisters.
Recall that sometimes this year, 3 children from Wuro Dole community near Wuro Chakki in Yola South local government area of Adamawa State drowned in the same lake, while their corpses were later recovered the following day. Silas Lowen, Trust TV News, Yola.
Rivers State Governor Simeon Fubara has declared wanted 1 Gift Opara Opolo and other members of his gangs over the brutal murder of SP Bakoan Bashim. Bakoan Bashim, the DPO of Ahoda police station, was brutally beheaded by suspected cultists in Ahoda area of the state. Governor Fubara, in a press statement he personally signed in Port Harcourt on Saturday, placed a 100 million naira bounty on anybody that can volunteer information on the whereabouts of Gift David Opara Opolo, also known as Tubaba, and other members of his gangs. The governor has also suspended the traditional ruler of Ahoda, Eze Kasidi Ekepedi, for what he described as acts of complicity in ceding control of his territory to the suspected cultists. Governor Fubara in the statement stated that credible intelligence from security agencies traced the brutal murder of the DPO to Gift David Opara, also known as Tubaba, and his criminal gang. He said that the suspect has established camps in the locality and are responsible for the resurgence of violent crimes, including kidnapping and terrorism in Ahoda East local government area of the state. In the meantime, the Rivers State Police Command says a manhunt has been launched to fish out the killers of the Divisional Police Officer of Ahoda in Ahoda East local government area of Rivers State, SP Bako Anbeshim. The officer was ambushed, killed, and his body decapitated by cultists suspected to be members of the deadly Icelanders cult group in Ahoda axis of Rivers State on Friday night, when the deceased led his team to the hideout of some criminal gangs operating at Odumode. A statement issued in Port Harcourt on Saturday by the command's public relations officer SP Grace Irenji Koko said the Commissioner of Police Polycarp Wanye has ordered an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of the police officer. SP Koko said Bako Anbeshim displayed exemplary courage during a mission to combat criminal activities in the Odumode area of Ahoda East local government area of Rivers State. Now, Kehinde Kamal, the woman whose kidney was allegedly removed by one Dr. Noah Kekere of Murna Clinic and Maternity Hospital in Jos on Friday, has explained how a doctor discovered her kidney was removed. The victim told to Trust TV that her kidney was discovered missing following a complaint to a doctor in the Jos University Teaching Hospital about persistent abdominal pain she has been experiencing, adding that she was thoroughly examined and confirmed that her kidney was indeed removed. Ado Musa completes the report.
This is Murna Clinic and Maternity, located at Enshanu community of Jos North local government area of the state, where an appendix operation was said to have been carried out on Kehinde in January 2018 by Dr. Kekere. The family of the victim said the doctor had originally told them that an appendix was discovered on Kehinde which needed urgent operation, alleging that, unknown to them, the doctor removed Kehinde's right kidney during the operation. On Wednesday, the husband of the victim, Busari Kamal, accused Dr. Kekere of removing his wife's kidney. Efforts to get the reaction of the accused doctor, who is currently in the police custody, were unsuccessful, but the spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, says they are investigating the matter. Kehinde explained how a doctor discovered her kidney was removed.
The time when the doctor moved the appendix, he showed me, I said, Kai, don't give me injection. I don't know doctor. I might show my husband. Okay, do my tell me that she stand up. I can't stand up, sit down. You can ask me, say, you can tell me, say, Madam, don't move your one kidney. Man, kidney? I don't know, let me go and ask my husband. I come out for that hospital, I just to come. I can't call my husband for phone, shut up. I don't come out for hospital. I mean, they tell me, say, my husband said, to time when doctor come out the appendix, you say, I'm told. I mean, the time say, doctor come out something for my stomach. What thing come out, the thing come out appendix? Appendix, it come out kidney. Kidney? Ah, shut up. Do a doctor tell me that.
Kehinde further explained that she was never in her lifetime admitted in a hospital or underwent surgery until 2018, when she was first operated by Dr. Kekere.
As first born, now for due to I born now. I go on Sunday, I come out on Monday. The second daughter I born, now for us I born now. The third one, the day I go hospital for born, now there I come out.
The husband of the victim, Kamal Busari, while reacting to the incident, called on security agencies to ensure justice for his wife.
Well, since 5 days ago, I couldn't sleep up to right now, and I could not even eat anything. So what I want now is I just want the relevant authority to do the justice on this matter.
Hundreds of teenagers across the globe were enticed and exploited to sell their organs, especially the kidney. But the case of Kehinde is quite different in the sense that neither she nor the husband was informed that her kidney would be removed. And that is why the husband is appealing to relevant authority to come to their aid and ensure that justice is done for his wife. From Jos, Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, says it has commenced investigation into an incident involving a United Nigeria Airlines plane that skidded off the runway on Friday. According to a statement released by Tunji Oketunbe for the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, the NSIB said the aircraft, which was a route Lagos from Abuja, on landing on runway 18R of Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, skidded off the runway. The Bureau said there were 51 passengers and 4 crew members on board the aircraft, but there was no injury or fatality. The NSIB is, however, soliciting information from the general public in the form of pictures, video, or recording evidence to assist it in conducting a comprehensive investigation. The Bureau said it will release the preliminary report soon. The NSIB is a multi-modal investigation agency charged with the mandate to investigate transportation accidents and serious incidents in Nigeria, with the aim of identifying the probable causes and provide safety recommendations that can prevent recurrence. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has set off a task force to resolve the challenges facing the relocation of commercial airlines to the new terminal within the shortest possible period. According to a statement by the ministry's head press and public affairs, Oluseye Odutayo, on Saturday, members of the task force are retired PS and ex-director of the Department of Air Transport Management, Hassan Musa, who is the team leader, General Manager Aerodrome, NCAA Adebayo Oladipo, and special advisors to the Minister Oyoyo Edepo and Henry Abebire. During Keyamo's inspection of the Lagos airport on Thursday, August 31st, he had given a deadline of October 1st for the relocation. However, the management of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, said it had to fast-track the implementation of the directive in response to the recent fire outbreak, which raised safety concerns and affected passengers' movements. It added that the primary objective of this task force is threefold. Now, following the removal of subsidy, there has been a rapid hike in the price of food, especially rice, other grains and services, making Nigerians to ground in hardship. Due to this, the federal government made provision for the distribution of food items and cash as palliatives across the 36 states. However, is this enough? Emanuela Adeyi sent in this report as presented from our studio.
The federal government had approved 5 billion naira for each state to enable them purchase food items, as well as 5 trucks of rice per state. However, the palliative distribution has triggered mixed reactions among Nigerians.
The federal government have done its own part, and which we Nigerians, most of the time, we do experience it. This thing have been happening time without numbers. Adibin, they share it. If there is a way, when they give out anything to the masses, that it will get to the root level, we will love it. We don't have problem with it. But by giving it to governors, they don't deliver.
If the palliative are enough, it will be enough if you get to the good hand. The palliative have not got it to the good hand. That is why it's not enough. There is no way you will release 100% to the people and then they give out 1% and hiding the 99% to themselves. And you expect it to be enough.
I don't really see if it's a right thing or not right thing. Because to me, because we are seeing the past or administrator, when they distribute this palliative, you know, it end up with some governors. It will not even get to the people that is supposed to get to. But I think this, instead of sharing money to governor or sharing the money to people, I think they should use it to do something that people can benefit from, not sharing it to individual.
It's more than enough. We are faced with a lot of challenges. Many families hardly feed 3 times a day these days. So the level of hardship on Nigerians is tough and is uncalled for.
The FCT residents also explained how life has been following the subsidy removal.
Government need to show concern in so many ways. Government have to show concern in many ways because they have to create jobs opportunity. If they create jobs opportunity and people are being paid, the suffering will reduce.
They should improve in the infrastructure. Like ordinary people now, like if you look around, like all these shops now, if there is a constant light, you know, everybody will not even have time of waiting for palliative.
So I want to call on the attention of the federal government to provide buses that could be shuttling within the town, within the city, at least at affordable prices for the ordinary Nigerians like you and me.
Nigerians are, however, hopeful that the government will do more to help ease the pressure in the short, medium, and long term.
The governor of Borno State, Babagana Umara Zulum, on Saturday flagged off the construction roads in Womb Town. The groundbreaking ceremony had the Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, as its special guest of the laudable initiatives of the state in its first 100 days. He also graced the official launching of the distribution of palliatives to the northeast states by the NEDC. Report.
The Vice President Kashim Shettima and the Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum were at Ngwam town for the groundbreaking ceremony of the construction of 22.5-kilometer Jerry-Bual road network. The road will link Ngwam to Koshebe, Zabarmari, Kademari, and Galameri to Dusuman in Jerry and Mafa local governments. The roads will also help farmers to access and transport their farm produce. The duo also joined the Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) for the official launching of this distribution of palliatives to the Northeast states. The palliatives, worth 15 billion naira, comprised food and non-food items. The Managing Director, NEDC, Mohammed Al-Khali, said the food and non-food items are to reduce hunger and address food shortage in the Northeast states.
To key into the President's initiative to improve the food supply, the Commission is now poised to provide assorted food and non-food items to bring some succor to the population of the region. Today, we are going to donate the following food and non-food items, which cost about 50 billion naira, through His Excellency, Mr. Vice President, to all the state governors of the region
for standing firm against blackmail and intimidation. When the last management rounded up their duties, they left behind in their kitty 237 billion naira, which is unprecedented in the contemporary history of governance in Nigeria. The Boko Haram inflicted damages in the northeast to the tune of $9 billion. Borno alone had damages worth $6.8 billion. 956,453 units of private houses, making up 30% of the total stock of houses in the state, were destroyed by the Boko Haram.
These challenges from the singularly issue of insecurity, pervasive poverty, banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, gender-based violence, youth restiveness, and unemployment. The challenges seem to be endless, but our collective determination to overcome them remain resolute. Let me use this auspicious occasion to commend our brave military in the fight against the insurgency, which remains unquestionable, while the determination to succeed is very clear.
Bags of rice, macaroni, blankets, mats, and clothes will be distributed to beneficiaries in various northeast states. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming off after the break, we take a look at why Kilishi business thrives despite modernity. Details of these and more after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV, and here is a recap of some of our top stories. 9 bodies recovered, 7 others rescued in Adamawa boat mishap. And Rivers State Governor Fubara suspends monarch, places 100 million naira bounty on suspected killers of Rivers Divisional Police officer. Now to more news. The Taraba State Ministry of Agriculture has officially flagged off the distribution of palliatives with the presentation of bags of fertilizer to farmers in the state. The exercise, which was held at the Taraba State Ministry of Agriculture, is to help improve agriculture in the state. Report.
The Commissioner for Agriculture, Nicholas Oliver Mamisan, at the distribution exercise said the bags of fertilizers distributed to the farmers are not the main palliatives, but a precursor to the main exercise. He stressed that Taraba State has the potential for agricultural development, hence the need for the government to give farmers maximum support for agricultural production.
This ministry is working very hard, so hard, to create another level of farming season, making it 3. So you can farm during wet season. At the collapse of the wet season, you could have an interim, what we call lack season, and then the dry season proper. We are greatly blessed by God. We have great potential for agriculture, and we are doing that to ensure that we get it right.
The state chairman of the palliative committee, Sali Saad, said more bags of fertilizers are expected as promised by the state government for more farmers. Saad added that the distribution was just a symbolic exercise ahead of the main distribution and urged the farmers to remain calm until the required numbers of bags are provided and the mechanism for transparent distribution are finalized.
Quite appreciable number of bags of fertilizers are expected as promised by His Excellency, the State Executive Governor, Dr. Abu Kefas, for farmers for free, with emphasis for free.
The Rice Farmers Association in the state and Sarkin Noman Wurkum, Tanko Babbo Andami, on behalf of the farmers, appreciated the effort of the government and called on the ministry to place a sustainable plan for food security in the state.
Your Excellency, you approve that your word are your word. Our farmers will continue to support your administration to the best of our ability so that Taraba State becomes not only sustainable in food production, but will become self-reliance.
The ministry called on the committee to ensure transparent distribution of the palliatives to the required beneficiaries.
Now, despite being an age practice, kilishi making is still thriving in northern Nigeria, with people making a livelihood out of it. In this report, Trust TV's Musa Bello tells us about the story of a web-making kilishi maker who's a graduate of accounting from Kaduna Polytechnic. He met the kilishi maker when he visited the popular vendors on Jos Road, Kaduna, where he was told that despite the cost of living in the country, kilishi making is still paying the bills. Take a look.
Kilishi originates mainly from the northern part of Nigeria and the northern part of Cameroon. It was born out of the necessity to preserve meat for a longer period. Kilishi supply protein enough for merchants traveling through the Sahara for trade. Since then, kilishi is still a prepared meat in northern Nigeria. It's a generational trait to the 34-year-old kilishi maker Mubarak Muhammad, who learned it from his father, who gave him an initial startup capital of 20,000 naira. Muhammad explains the process of kilishi making.
We have a lot of process in the kilishi, but actually I should mention about 2 to 3 process of the kilishi. We used to buy meat in the market. When we bought meat in the market, we come here in our shop, we come out all the parts, bones and whatever, because we are using only the pure beef of meat.
The meat is spread in the sun before roasting for a reason best known to the makers.
To spread the kilishi on the sun because of all these flies that touches the kilishi, and also the kilishi from our own fathers that used to do the kilishi, they used to put it on the sun, to dry it on the sun. After drying it in the sun, we just come and put on the ingredient and dry it on the sun. We just again and come and roast it on the fire. Because of all these germs, all these bacteria.
For almost 20 years in the business, Muhammad says he has recorded many successes.
I am married with 1 kid. I bought a car, and I bought a house where I'm staying with my wife. Actually, I have a lot of success. Also, I go to Hajj with the kilishi business. I sponsor myself to the school.
Despite being comfortable preparing the kilishi the old way, these kilishi makers are still citing weather condition as one of their challenges.
When it comes to rainy season, I have a lot of challenges. When water touches the kilishi, when there is rainy season, when there is anything, if water touches the kilishi has spoiled.
Though he makes sales here, he also explores social media platforms to promote his business. He advised the youth to venture into business, no matter how small it is, to better their lives. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Now, away from Nigeria, Morocco have declared 3 days of national mourning after a deadly earthquake overnight. The death toll rose to 2,012 people early Sunday. A statement from the Interior Ministry said Friday's 6.8 magnitude quake, Morocco's strongest on record, struck 72 kilometers, about 45 miles southwest of Marrakech, wiping out entire villages in rural areas. And with that, we have come to the end of the Trust News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.